this is from Andrea and Pat and my hubby and my son. Oh, they're beautiful. Aren't those pretty? Hi, ladies. How are y'all doing? I'm doing good. So good to see everybody. It's time, isn't it? Let-
Yes, ma'am. Do my best not to step.
Hi there. I'm so glad I got back. That happens.
The one on 4th? Yeah. Yeah. Well, glad y'all made it, so glad you're here. Miss Hart, you doing okay? Good. Doing fine, ma'am. Doing fine.
Oh, these flowers are from my family. They're so pretty. Isn't it? Look, they're orange. I don't know that I've ever seen an orange one. Mm-hmm. Isn't that a beautiful color? Yes, they are. They're called a poor man's orchid. My mother always called them that. I am, and the new board member, he is. Do you see the young man in the kind of purplish coat? That's him.
All right, well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the regular meeting of the Texarkana, Texas City Council. Today is Monday, November the 13th, 2023. I would like to welcome all of you who are joining us in our audience this evening, as well as those who are joining us by way of live stream. And before we have our roll call, I would like to recognize a couple of people in the audience. I'd like to recognize our Bowie County Elections Administrator, Mr. Pat McCoy. Thank you for being here with us this evening. And we also have former Texarkana, Texas Mayor James Bramlett in the audience. Mayor Bramlett, thank you for being here this evening as well. At this time, I'll call on our City Secretary, Ms. Jennifer Evans, to provide a roll call. Ms. Evans?
Ms. White?
Here.
Ms. Page? Ms. Hart?
Here.
Mr. Davis?
Here.
Ms. Matlock?
Here.
Ms. Williams?
Here.
All right, we do have Council Member Page, who's not able to be with us this evening. So with that taking place, I will be voting on matters that come before the council this evening along with the council. And at this time, our invocation and pledge will be led by Council Member Libby White. If everyone will please stand.
Please pray with me. Father, thank you so much for this great city where we live, Lord, in this country. Father, I thank you for the men and women here tonight and who are not here tonight who serve this city selflessly, who give day in, day out, Lord, to protect our citizens, to make decisions moving forward. And I pray for this council and for our city staff, Lord, as we do move forward. I thank you, God, that you have great plans for our city and for the people here. I thank you for Cole coming on board, Lord, and I know that you have great plans just for all of us moving forward. I pray for wisdom for this council tonight and in the months and days ahead, Lord. We thank you. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. You may be seated. At this time, we'll be having our swearing-in ceremony for Wards 3 and Wards 5. Councilmember Betty Williams represents Ward 3 and was unopposed for this past election. So, Councilmember Williams, congratulations. We certainly appreciate your service to the citizens of Texarkana and your ward, and wish you an exciting another term here on the City Council.
Okay, I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, well, good. Also, we have this evening we have Councilmember Libby White, who will be stepping down from the seat representing the citizens in Ward 5, and Cole Metter will be filling that seat for a period of the next term for 3 years. And so, Libby, I want to personally thank you for your service to the City Council. For those of you who may not be aware, Libby filled the remaining term of former council member Bill Harp, who retired from one of our local school districts and moved back to where he grew up in northeast Louisiana. And so that provided a vacancy on our council, and Councilmember White applied for that and was elected and voted on by the council. And so, Libby, thank you very much for your service. It's been a great honor to work with you. I know the council members and the staff have enjoyed working with you. And I would just like to, at this point, turn the floor over to you for any comments that you would like to make.
Well, first of all, I just want to thank the council for putting confidence in me, giving me this opportunity. You know, I walked into this not really knowing much about our city. Well, I know about the city, but not all the intricate parts and the people who make it happen. And since January, I have learned and seen nothing but the best. And I look forward to just seeing what happens. I mean, this is where my kids grow up. I have two of my boys here tonight, and knowing that Cole, I have full confidence in Cole. Jumping in here, he's a people person. He is patient, and you need that with the calls we get. But I am very thankful. Thank you, City Council. Thank you, Texarkana, for letting me serve. And I truly hope to hop back in when things aren't quite as busy at the White household down the road. So thank you.
Okay. All right. Well, very good. Well, we certainly thank you for your service. All right.
Thank you.
At this time, I will call on Judge Hawkins to come forth and to administer. Oh, there she is. I didn't know where you went. She popped up from behind the podium. So, Judge, I'll ask that you, at this time, turn it over to you to proceed with the swearing in and the oath this evening.
All right.
Do I need to come up there with you?
Yes, please, and Cole as well. If y'all would just, if you'll just come on around where Cole is. If you two will raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the duties of the office of, and state your ward, council member of the city of Texarkana, Texas, and of the state of Texas, and will to the best of my ability preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States and of this state. So help me God. Thank you. And if the two of you will step around and sign your oaths. Betty, let's start with you. Okay. You'll sign your oath for the city secretary, please. We'll take it. Thank you. Cole? Right here. Congratulations. Congratulations. Good to have you back. Thank you both. You may have some, I don't know, photo ops or whatever.
I'm going to step down and present them with their certificates.
Thank you, thank you.
So at this time, I'd like to present both of you with your certificates. First, Betty Williams for Ward 3. And the certificate states, in the name and the authority of the state of Texas, this is to certify that a general election held on November 7th, 2023, Betty Williams was duly elected council member of Ward 3. In testimony whereof, I have hereunto signed my name and caused the seal of Texarkana, Texas, to be affixed at the city of Texarkana this 13th day of November 2023. And I have signed this certificate as the presiding officer. So, Betty, I present this to you. And this certificate reads, in the name and the authority of the state of Texas, this is to certify that a general election held on November 7th, 2023, Cole Metter, was duly elected council member of Ward 5. In testimony whereof, I have hereunto signed my name and caused the seal of Texarkana, Texas, to be affixed at the city of Texarkana this 13th day of November, 2023. I've also signed this document as well. So I'll present this to you, and you might want to hold those up, and we'll have a quick photo op. Line up with the seal. So at this time, we'll do the switching out of the nameplates. So, Libby, that is a memento for you to take with you. It is magnetic. I have a couple of these that are attached to my refrigerator at home. So they look real nice on the refrigerator. So, and then also, on behalf of the city, we would like to present you with this bouquet of flowers. And once again, thank you very much for your service, and wish you and the family the best. You have two of your sons here. Would you like to recognize them?
I do. I have Isaac, my videographer, there, my 7th grader, and then Elijah, my 3rd grader. And my husband's with my other two at basketball practices, which is where we're headed to now. So.
All right. Well, very good. Well, once again, thank you very much for your service, and best of luck to you in the future.
Thank you. Good luck.
Okay. All right. So at this time, I would like to call on Councilmember Williams. If Betty, if you have any comments or remarks that you would like to make.
I can truly say that this has been a blessing being on the city council. It's been one of the greatest things that could have ever happened to me. And I'm so glad to be back and being able to serve the people of Texarkana.
Okay, well, you certainly do a great job, and if those of you that may not be aware, downtown Texarkana, Texas is in Ward 3, which is Betty's ward, and I guarantee you, she keeps an eye on what's going on downtown, and she may be downtown watering plants or picking up trash, whatever she needs to do to beautify our city, and that's greatly appreciated, and I say that in sincerity. I wasn't saying that in jest, so we do really appreciate everything that you do. All right. Cole, I'd like to welcome you aboard to our council and call on you to make any comments that you would like to make, and perhaps recognize family members that you may have with you in the audience this evening.
Sure. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm thrilled to represent Ward 5 in this capacity. I feel like it's a great responsibility, and I'm honored to serve my community in that capacity. To my friends and family in the audience, thank you all so much for your support, your encouragement to embark on this journey. To my fellow council members, I'm sure looking forward to working with you in the future and how much that I'll learn from you through all of our jobs ahead of us. Thank you so much.
And you won't recognize your family?
I sure do. That's my beautiful wife, Holland, my daughter, Ella, my son, Davis Metter, and my mother and father-in-law, Debbie and Mike, and other friends in the community that sure have done a lot for me. Thank you.
We certainly thank you all for being here this evening to show your support for Cole. And Cole, we're looking forward to working with you. I actually live in your ward, so if I have an issue, I'll just call you, all right? So, or if somebody calls and chews me out, I'll just pass it along to you, all right? So, anyway, and I always have a phrase that I share with each council member when they come on board the council. I'll share with them, and now your journey begins.
Yes.
And so it certainly will do that. And so looking forward to working with you very much, as well as the other council members here on the city council. All right, at this time, we'll move along to our next item on the agenda, which is a Small Business Saturday proclamation. Each year we have Small Business Saturday, which always falls on the Saturday just after Thanksgiving. And so this year is the same. And so at this time, I'll read the proclamation. Whereas the government of Texarkana, Texas celebrates our local small businesses and the contributions they make to our local economy and community. And whereas 3/4 of U.S. consumers are currently looking for ways to shop small and support their community. And whereas 96% of consumers who shopped on Small Business Saturday agree that shopping at small, independently owned businesses supports their commitment to making purchases that have a positive social, economic, and environmental impact, and 97% of consumers who shopped on Small Business Saturday agree that small businesses are essential to their community. And whereas 95% of consumers who shopped on Small Business Saturday reported the day makes them want to shop or eat at small, independently owned businesses all year long, not just during the holiday season. And whereas Texarkana, Texas supports our local businesses that create jobs, boost our local economy, and preserve our communities. And whereas advocacy groups, as well as public and private organizations across the country, have endorsed the Saturday after Thanksgiving as Small Business Saturday. Whereas participating partners, including the City of Texarkana, Texas, the City of Texarkana, Arkansas, Main Street, Texarkana, the Texarkana Chamber of Commerce, Greater Texarkana Young Professionals, the Small Business Development Center, and partners from locally owned or small businesses in the Greater Texarkana area have partnered to promote small businesses. And whereas the participating partners will launch a Stuff Your Stockings Shop small scavenger hunt, encouraging consumers to visit locally owned or small businesses within Texarkana between November 17th, 2023 to December 1st, 2023. Consumers will search for hidden stockings in participating businesses and scan a QR code attached to the ELF, prompting them to fill out a form and enter to win a variety of prizes. Consumers are also encouraged to show their support by using the hashtag ShopSmallTXK23 when they visit small local businesses this holiday season. Now, therefore, I, Bob Rugman, Mayor, Texarkana, Texas, do hereby proclaim November 25th, 2023 as Small Business Saturday, and urge the residents in our community and communities across the country to support small businesses and merchants on Small Business Saturday and throughout the year. I have signed the proclamation. It's been attested by Jennifer Evans, City Secretary, and the city seal has been affixed to the proclamation. So encourage our citizens to shop our local businesses, not only on this special day, but throughout the year, because that's a part of their livelihood, and they depend on their livelihood by serving our community. And we're very fortunate here in Texarkana, as well as our surrounding communities, such as Nash and Wake Village, to have some great small businesses that we can frequent on a regular basis, and we want to appreciate the great work that they do serving our citizens. All right, and before I move along to Mayor's remarks, Betty, I forgot to ask you to recognize the family members that you have here this evening, if you don't mind doing that.
Okay. Well, my husband Doug Williams is here, and my daughter Andrea and her husband Pat.
Okay, all right. Thank you all for being here as well and showing your support this evening. Moving along to our mayor's remarks and items of community interest, our upcoming council meetings, we will only have one council meeting during the month of December. That will be on Monday, December the 11th, 2023 at 6 p.m. And once again, there will only be one meeting in December. The Monday before that, which will be December the 4th, is our annual Christmas parade downtown. And so we have a sesquicentennial theme this year, and so we'll be looking forward to that coming up in the near future. And then beginning in January, we'll revert back to two council meetings, Monday, January the 8th and Monday, January the 22nd at 6 p.m. here in the council chambers. In reference to Parks and Recreation activities, on November the 23rd, the Community Health Corps Turkey Trot will be held at Spring Lake Park. And also other scheduled events, the Employee Appreciation Luncheon will be held tomorrow, November 14th at the Texarkana Convention Center from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. And then the KPKC holiday train is scheduled to arrive at 4:30 p.m. on Wednesday, November the 29th at the downtown 4th Street Railroad crossing east of Lilia Street. This stop will showcase a holiday concert that will begin at 4:45 for all to enjoy. So a little bit of a different format this year with the train stopping here. In the past, it's been basically a walk-through. This year will be different. There will be an actual concert. And so if you would like to attend that, you're encouraged to bring a lawn chair with you to attend that event. So great way to kick off our holiday season on Wednesday, November the 29th at 4:45. And once again, the location has changed this year to be just down here at 4th and Lilia, which I think will provide easier access than the location that the train stopped in the past. Also, speaking of Mayor Bramlett, our annual Bramlett Beans and Cornbread Luncheon will be held on Thursday, December 7th at the Texarkana Convention Center from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. Mayor Bramlett, do you have anything you would like to, I know you just love me to put you on the spot, but do you have anything that you would like to share in reference to the event coming up? Such a great cause in our community, and thank you for being here.
Well, thank you, Mayor, Council, City staff. This is year 25. Never would have imagined this 25 years ago, but I just want to tell you, I deeply appreciate the partnership with the city and the staff, Parks and Rec, the council, the mayors, current and past, that have allowed us to be a partner with this event, and the good graces from the community that helped support this, all because of Paula Jeans and her initial idea over 25 years ago to do this to help members of the TW staff, and now it's grown to be a community event, and we're able to help over 100 families each year now. So I just want to tell you thank you for the partnership and allowing us to continue to do this each year.
Okay. You might share the cost or the options for attending the luncheon?
$5 or 6 non-perishable goods, and going to be at the Texarkana, Texas Convention Center this year, and 11 to 1, and hopefully have a great crowd. Had a fantastic crowd last year for the first year to have it at the Convention Center, and just like I say, I want to invite the community to come out and enjoy that from 11 to 1. Great crowd, great camaraderie amongst the community and the council members and the mayor and all the staff.
Well, we certainly appreciate your spearheading this event each year, and so this is an activity where these funds are raised to put together food baskets for our needy families in our community. And I want to also thank Gary and you all at TWU for helping do a lot of the physical work and getting everything put together for those baskets to be delivered. So we thank the participation with our Water Utilities Department for your part in this endeavor as well. So looking forward to another good event, and thank you for being here this evening.
And all our sponsors that help
Right.
support this, make this possible. Like
That's
I say,
correct, yeah, sponsors as well.
TWU, Parks and Recreation, They're the ones that came up with this idea years ago. I just feel very blessed to be a part of it.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Very good. Thank you for your remarks. Okay, also moving right along, our TXK 150 celebration on Friday, December the 8th will be held. That's our official birthday for our 150th birthday on December the 8th. We'll begin a celebration by burying a sesquicentennial time capsule and have a lighting of a light sculpture reveal at the downtown post office, Courthouse Square, and that will begin at 5:30 p.m. And then when will it be opened? I can't remember. Is it 75 years from now or?
50 years, I
50
believe.
years,
Yes.
okay. I may not be there for that event, but unless there's some major advance in medicine before then. But anyway, all right, later in the evening, the Texarkana Symphony Orchestra performance will begin at 7:30 p.m., and so you can also contact the Pro Theater for ticket information. At this time, move along to our open forum, comments from the public. If there's anyone in the audience this evening who would like to address the council, you're welcome to do so. If you are here this evening to speak on behalf of one of our public hearing items, then I ask that you please wait until we get to that particular public hearing item. We'll be more than happy to listen to your comments at that time. We also ask that you complete one of these sheets that can be found on the rack by the door. We do have one sheet that's been filled out this evening by Mr. Jerry Huckabee, and he would like to address the council in reference to the upcoming Live United Bowl. So, Mr. Huckabee, if you'll please come forward and state your name for the record, and thank you for being here with us this evening.
My name's Jerry Huckabee. Good evening, Mayor, council members. Congratulations, Cole. Look forward to working with you, son. I'm here tonight just to give y'all some more information representing our Live United Bowl, the 10th anniversary. We have a big press conference Wednesday at the Arkansas Convention Center at 10:30. Public's invited. Welcome y'all to come. A great matchup this year that I'm not able to say at this time because that would spoil the press conference. But we have a team from Missouri and a team from Arkansas. I'm at liberty to say that. One team has 8-3 record, the other one has 8-2 record. So a great matchup record-wise and a potential great game this year. So our teams arrive on November the 30th, Thursday. A lot of events scheduled Thursday night, Friday all day. The game is Saturday at noon, kickoff at Razorback Stadium. So just wanted to say again how much we appreciate y'all's partnership and couldn't do it without you. And hopefully we have a great weather, big exciting game, and hope to see y'all at the press conference.
Very good.
So, any
Jerry,
questions?
you've been a part of this since the initiation, correct? Yeah.
Yes, sir, that's correct. It's not quite like Mr. Bramlett back there, but it feels like it a lot of times, Mayor. Okay?
I understand. So, Arkansas side Mayor Alan Brown is an integral part of this as well, Jeff Robertson, and there are many others. And then the funds that are raised from this bowl game are given to the United Way of Greater Texarkana to further their mission in our community.
Correct.
And so, looking forward to a great bowl game again this year. I always enjoy going and watching the games. We'll pray for good weather again this year like we had the last couple of years, and just look forward to the event.
I appreciate it. Thank y'all very much.
All right,
Have a
thank
great
you.
evening.
All right, thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to address the council this evening? Okay, at this time, move along to our items for consideration. We do have, let me back up. Appointments to boards and commissions. Do we have any appointments to be made by the council this evening? Mr. Davis?
I do have one. This is going to be a reappointment to our Riverbend Board, Steve Mayo, and this is going to be effective for January 1st, 2024.
Okay, all right, thank you, Mr. Davis. Council, I do have one, which is one of my appointments. I would like to appoint Ms. Andrea Solomon to the Housing Authority. She will be serving as a resident commissioner for that board, replacing Ms. Linda Nolan, who has been a long-time member of that board. I want to thank Ms. Nolan for her service to the board, and she'll be filling the term until December 31st, 2024. And so I want to thank Ms. Solomon for her interest in serving on this board. Do we have any other appointments this evening by the council? Okay, if not, I'll entertain a motion to approve those that have been put in nomination. Is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
Motion by Councilmember Williams. Is there a second? Second by Councilmember Hart. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Want to thank those for serving our community. At this time, move along to items for consideration. In reference to our consent items, item 1 is resolution number 2023-141, authorizing the city manager to execute a contract for the TxDOT Highway 82 widening from US 259 to Interstate Highway 30 relocate water transmission main project in an amount not to exceed $405,157. Funds are available in the Utilities 2023-2024 budget in the Lake Texarkana Water Supply Corporation Capital Improvement Fund at $405,157. Item 2 is resolution number 2023-146, setting the 2024 City Council meeting dates and official city holiday closings. Item 3, resolution number 2023-147, authorizing the city manager to execute a memorandum of understanding regarding staff providing fire and emergency services to the Federal Correctional Institution. Item 4, resolution number 2023-150, casting all 729 cumulative votes for Councilmember Jay Davis for membership on the Bowie Central Appraisal District's Board of Directors to serve for the 2024-2025 term. Resolution number 2023-153, authorizing the city manager to purchase property located at 215 Pine Street in the amount of $152,644.75, including closing costs, with funds budgeted in the Economic Development Fund, Fund 223, for a creator space, also known as a business incubator. Unless a council member would like to pull one or more items for further consideration, I will select a motion to approve the consent agenda as it has been presented. Is there a motion for approval? We have a motion by Councilmember Matlock. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilmember Hart. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. All right, that completes our consent agenda. Councilmember Davis, thank you for your willingness to continue to serve on the Appraisal District Board. Appreciate your service to that. At this time, move along to our action items, first briefings. Item 1 is ordinance number 2023-139, approving rules and regulations of the Texarkana Airport Authority and amending Chapter 4, Article 2, Airport Authority, Section 4-26, Rules, Regulations, and Bylaws of the Code of Ordinances. In reference to our first briefing items this evening, we will have public hearings on these items at our next meeting on December the 11th, and then council consideration during that same meeting. Is Mr. Merrick with us this evening?
Mayor, it doesn't look like that Paul is able to make it tonight, so if it's okay with the council, we'll postpone this briefing item until the next meeting.
Okay, all right. So we'll postpone this item. We'll put it on the December 11th agenda. Item number 2 is resolution number 23-148, adopting and approving highly qualified professional services providers for future architectural, engineering, and surveying projects. And our city manager, Dr. Orr, is going to brief the council on this item. Dr. Orr?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. So the Public Works Department issued a request for qualifications for the evaluation of architectural, engineering, and surveying professional services for future projects, including the bond projects that were approved with this last budget. The proposals were ranked and scored to create an approved list of providers in the evaluation process. The list of professional service providers are included in your packet for consideration of this agenda item tonight, and I'll be glad to answer any questions that you may have.
Any questions for Dr. Orr on this item? Okay, very good. Thank you, David. Item number 3 is ordinance 2023-149, establishing rural water and sewer infrastructure fees for residential and commercial customers outside the city limits, dedicating collected revenues from such fees to infrastructure replacement and depositing into the Texas Infrastructure Fund maintained by Texarkana Water Utilities. And we have our TW Executive Director, Gary Smith, to brief us on this item. Good evening, Mr. Smith.
Good evening, Mayor and members of the council. Thank you for this time. The water utilities is proposing to establish rural water and sewer infrastructure fees for customers outside the city limits. And the infrastructure fee is just a fixed rate that's dedicated strictly to repairs and maintenance of the infrastructure, the water, sewer mains, and pump stations, everything that has to do with that. Currently, inside the city limits, the customers are paying infrastructure fee and have been since 1999. And outside the city limits, they have not been paying. In the 10-year water and sewer rate structure previously approved by the council included projections of infrastructure revenue from outside city limit customers. There are approximately 812 water customers and 316 sewer customers, which will generate an annual revenue of approximately $33,000, which would be greatly needed to make the repairs out there. With the density typically outside the city limits, it's a lot less what inside the city limits is. So the infrastructure fee we're proposing for outside is just like the water rates right now. The water rates outside city limits are 50% higher than inside, and we're proposing the same thing for the infrastructure fees. Now, I'll be glad to answer any questions.
Okay, any questions for Mr. Smith?
Mayor,
Yes,
if I
sir.
could, I just wanted to clarify,
Sure.
this does not include Riverbend cities or wholesale customers as well. This is strictly just residents that are outside the city limits that Texarkana services.
Okay,
Yes.
all right, thank you. All right.
Yeah, thanks, David.
Anything else? Any other questions or comments? Okay, thank you, Gary. All
Thank
right,
you.
appreciate your being here this evening.
Sir.
Moving along to item number 4, ordinance number 2023-152, amending PD-85-1 for site plan approval on an approximate 1.57 acre tract of land being Tract 2, Mary E. Wills subdivision located 1802 Richmond Road. James Brower, owner. And we have Michelle Daniel, who will be briefing the council on this item. Good evening, Michelle.
Good evening, Mayor, and good evening, Council. So this is a request for site plan approval located at 1802 Richmond Road. The location is currently vacant land. The future land use map has designated this property as neighborhood retail. The adjacent zoning is multiple family 1 to the west, general retail to the north, planned development general retail to the east, and single family 2 to the south. The adjacent land use is a church to the west, retail to the north, and residential to the east and south. The restrictions proposed are as follows: that a new 4,800 square foot building is constructed. The facade is brick and metal mansard, and there will be 22 parking spaces, and a 6 foot by 8 foot monument style sign is allowed. Staff and Planning and Zoning recommend for approval of this request, and I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Okay. Any questions for Michelle? Okay, all right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. We'll now move along to our public hearings. We do have 3 public hearings scheduled this evening. Item 1 is ordinance number 2023-134, rezoning an approximate 2.228 acre tract of land, being tracts 106A1 and 107, George Brindley Headright Survey A-18, located at 4502 Gus Orr Drive, from agriculture to parking. Joel Orr, owner, Kayla Wood, MTG Engineers, and surveyor's agent. At this time, I'll declare the public hearing open on this item. If there's anyone who would like to address the council, if you'll please come forward and state your name for the record. Not seeing anyone coming forward at this time, I'll declare the public hearing closed. Is there a motion for approval of the ordinance?
So moved.
We have a motion by Councilmember Davis, a second by Councilmember Williams. Ms. Evans, will you read the caption, please?
An ordinance of the City Council of the City of Texarkana, Texas, amending the zoning ordinance of the City of Texarkana, Texas by rezoning an approximate 2.228 acre tract of land, being tracts 106A1 and 107, George Brindley, HRS A-18, located at 4502 Gus Orr Drive in the City of Texarkana, Bowie County, Texas, from agriculture to parking, containing a repealer clause, containing a severability clause, and establishing an effective date.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ordinance passes unanimously. Moving on to item number 2, ordinance number 2023-135, granting a specific use permit to allow one additional use of a permanent cosmetics on Lot 3, Block 2, Parcel 2, Galleria Oaks number 1, located at 6 Woodmont Crossing. Candace Chauncey, owner. At this time, I'll declare the public hearing open on this item. If there's anyone who would like to address the council, if you'll please come forward. At this time, I'll declare the public hearing closed. Is there a motion for approval of the ordinance?
So moved.
Motion by Councilmember Williams, second by Councilmember Matlock. Ms. Evans, the caption, please.
An ordinance of the City Council of the City of Texarkana, Texas, amending the zoning map showing the location, boundary, and use of certain property by the granting of specific use permit number S-782 to allow one additional use of permanent cosmetics in a tenant space on Lot 3, Block 2, Parcel 2, Galleria Oaks Number 1, located at 6 Woodmont Crossing in the city of Texarkana, Bowie County, Texas, containing a repealer clause, containing a severability clause, and establishing an effective date.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ordinance passes. Item number 3 is ordinance number 2023-136, rezoning an approximate 7.09 acre tract of land being Track 107, H.S. Janes Headright Survey A-306, located at 1901 Chelf Road, from single family 2 to commercial. Caretha Brown, owner. At this time, I'll declare the public hearing open. If there's anyone who would like to address the council, if you'll please come forward and state your name for the record. At this time, I'll declare the public hearing closed. Is there a motion for approval?
Second.
Motion by Councilmember Matlock, second by Councilmember Davis. Ms. Evans, the caption.
An ordinance of the City Council of the City of Texarkana, Texas, amending the zoning ordinance of the City of Texarkana, Texas, by rezoning an approximate 7.09 acre tract of land being Track 107, H.S. Janes, HRS A-306, located at 1901 Shelf Road in the city of Texarkana, Bowie County, Texas, from single-family 2 to commercial, containing a repealer clause, containing a severability clause, and establishing an effective date.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries. This completes our public hearings portion of the agenda. At this time, we'll move along to the city manager's report. Dr. Orr.
Good evening again, Mayor and Council. Just a few updates to pass along to you tonight. First off, the city's been awarded approximately $1.9 million in preliminary engineering and construction design for a 10-foot shared use path and pedestrian improvements on Leopard Drive. And so this is part of TxDOT's TA set-aside competitive statewide grant program. The project will add pedestrian crossings, pavement markings, signalization, and safety lighting throughout the corridor. And the best part of this news is that we received federal TA funding, so there's no match from the city on this grant. And you may recall this is part of the priority ranking projects that are in the Texarkana MPO's active transportation plan. So I believe this project was ranked about 7th or 8th on that list, and so we've been awarded a number of projects, as you're aware, over the last several years from Summerhill Road to Richmond, and so it's exciting to see this project awarded as well. And there'll be a press release on this soon as well. And then you mentioned, these are just a couple of save the dates, you mentioned the employee appreciation and then also the sesquicentennial celebration at the courthouse. I just wanted to highlight that the first 300 attendees will receive a commemorative TXK 150 coin at the event on December 8th, so I encourage everyone to come out. And then also too, on the event at the Pro Theater, they are billing this as a live multimedia production, so it includes a symphony, dueling pianos, video and whatnot of Texarkana's history, so it's going to be a multimedia experience that should be good for all ages. So, all right, that's it.
Okay, very good. Thank you, David. All right. Moving along to administrative comments, any comments from the council this evening to the staff? Okay, all right. And any staff comments?
Mayor, just one staff comment. You may have noticed the Live United Bowl was not listed on your agenda tonight, and it's because that is an approved budget item in the Community Relations Fund. So staff is recommending to treat this similar to any other budgeted item that's already approved that doesn't meet the threshold for council approval. And so unless there's any objections, we will just move forward and pay that request. Otherwise, we can add that to the December meeting.
Okay, all right. The council, are you in agreement for the expenditure for this event? Okay, all right. I think we're good. Okay, well, very good. Thank you, David. Thank you, Kristen. All right, anything else from the city staff? Okay, all right, very good. Are we going to be needing to take a group photo afterwards? Are we going to schedule that for another time, or? We're going to take some photos after the meeting, after we adjourn? Okay, so council, if you all will please stick around for a few minutes after we adjourn. We need to take some photos, and unless there's any further business. Oh, wait, but Paul is here. Okay, hello, Paul. Hello. Was your flight late, or? Well, what we were going to do, we thought that you weren't going to be here, so we were going to postpone it. Can we go ahead and proceed with that, or do we have to, Mr. Lewis, are we okay? Okay, so go ahead and come forth. I'm going to read once again that particular item, and as soon as I find it.
I greatly apologize for being late this evening.
Well, we're glad you're here, so thank you for being here, and where exactly was that?
Should be first briefings.
First briefing, item 1. Okay, got it. Okay, I'm going to go back, and we're under the category of first briefings. Item number 1, ordinance number 2023-139, approving rules and regulations of the Texarkana Airport Authority and amending Chapter 4, Article 2, Airport Authority, Section 4-26, rules, regulations, and bylaws of the Code of Ordinances. And we have Mr. Paul Merlick, our airport director, with us this evening. And so, Paul, we're grateful for your being here, and look forward to you briefing us on this particular item. So the floor is yours, sir.
All right, so the rules and regulations for the airport itself is codified into the city code on the Arkansas side. Many of those regulations have not been updated since 1956, and other ones have not been added. So since 9/11, where we've added security, added fences, and had these different regulations, those weren't codified into the rules and regulations. So over time, the airport has been drifting further away from what it actually says in there. And they've been doing that through actual lease agreements. So an example is like landing fees. We will enter into a lease agreement with American Airlines. They will agree to a landing fee rate, but that landing fee rate is different than what we said in the rules and regulations. So that was one of the things that I wanted to make sure that we went back and rectified, updated them, and addressed issues such as the fact that we do have fences now. We no longer have a grass runway, and we charge more than 2 cents per 1,000 pounds. And so we just wanted to make sure that we had that. Another part of this is that the rules and regulations, now that the airport has its own website, we will be able to put those out, in public. And instead of codifying the entire document, we are just saying that we will have rules and regulations. Both cities will have the opportunity to review those, and will approve them, to adopt them before we can make any changes. But the goal is to make sure that moving forward, the airport doesn't again go a long distance before we react to different things, because over time we are going to have to deal with electric aircraft, we're going to have to deal with drones, and we need to be able to go in and have the airport board give some guidance on what we want to do, but make sure that it doesn't create an appearance that the airport itself isn't following its own rules.
Okay, very good. And all that information, council, as you know, was in your packet as far as those revisions and everything. How about, while you're there, a quick update on the new terminal this evening?
So the terminal building itself will be done at the end of this year. And so at that point, we will be working on our parking lot areas, and there's a circle road that has to come in from East 19th Street that needs to be finished. We are on track for a July 1st opening. And so after we finish the building, we'll be working on moving the airlines over, the rental car agencies, and TSA. TSA is the one that's most challenging, because even though they're just coming across a runway, there's a lot of specialized equipment and everything that needs to be done. And so we're on track for that process. I would invite members of the council to come out in January, and we'll walk you through it and show you what we have.
Certainly would like to do that. Very exciting times at our regional airport. airport. And as I mentioned before, if someone flies into Texarkana, they've never been here before, an airport is a first impression. And ours is somewhat dated and cramped and small and all of that. My wife flew in from a trip a couple of months ago, and I had to pick her up at the airport at 1 o'clock in the morning. There's not a whole lot going on at the airport at 1 o'clock in the morning, so I had time to kind of sit there in the lobby and look around, and we certainly need a new airport terminal, and so we're glad to be getting that done, and under your leadership, we appreciate everything you've done to get that done, and thank you for everything that you're doing. I'm hearing lots of great things at the airport taking place out there, and we're glad that you're there to lead that way, lead that effort. So,
Thank you, sir.
anything else you'd like to share with us, Paul?
We are working with Texarkana College. Their program is coming along smoothly. They've actually got a bunch of new aircraft. They have a Lear 25 jet. They have some jet engines from 747, and they're preparing to get authorization from the FAA to begin their airframe and power plant school next fall. They're going to be coming out in July to actually make sure that we have all the equipment that we need. So we're very excited that that program is moving along, and we really hope that a lot of the local students and things will see the excitement in getting into that industry.
Great, a lot of great things taking place at our airport. So thank you once again. Glad you were able to be here, and so get
Yes,
that
sir.
item taken care of this evening. And once again, along with the other items, we'll have public hearings on December the 11th. I think I'm turning. We'll have meetings on December the 11th, and then public hearings, and then vote on that particular item, as well as these others under first briefings this evening at that time. Anything else?
That's it.
Okay, all right, very good. Thank you again for being here this evening.
Thank you,
All
sir.
right. Is there any other business brought before the council this evening? Cole, once again, welcome aboard. Glad to have you with us. All right, and if no further business before the council, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment. We have a motion by Councilmember Hart. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilmember Williams. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. We are adjourned. Thank you all very much for being here this evening. We appreciate your presence, as well as those who've joined us online. Hope you have a great evening.